Hello everyone, it's Catherine here from Inky Finger Cat. Today is Sunday of our International Scrapbooking Day. Yeah. We are doing challenges over at Hey Little Magpie Facebook group. They started at 9 o'clock this morning. It's now 5 p.m. And it's my first time sitting down to do crafting because I actually had to do, well, I did do some work this morning and I've had to do some chores. You know, like buy food and stuff. Anyway, the first challenge for this one is to use hexagons. I don't have anything hexagon like a punch or a die or anything like that, but I did remember that in my stash I had got this paper, so that's going to be my hexagons. I've picked out my picture, I've picked out a few other papers too to scrap with, and we're just going to get started. So voiceover Catherine coming up. So the pictures are a picture of my daughter taking a picture of me at my mum's birthday celebration meal out last year, and I'm using a sketch from 30 Days of Sketches from Christie's Beautiful Life, designed by Kirsten Hughes. This is sketch day 25 from the 14th series of the sketches. So it's basically got a panel coming down with another panel behind it, and then a panel going across the bottom, and then a circle to the right hand side, which obviously I'm emulating with my hexagons, since the challenge is to use hexagons. So I decided that I'm going to distress all the edges, including doing some inking, so taking my vintage photo ink, distress ink, and I also decide to just curl up a couple of the corners on a couple of pieces too, and I absolutely ink all of the hexagon piece as well, and this allows me to have some definition to those. Now at this point, bear with me, I'm thinking I might do some distress oxides in the background. I'm not entirely sure which colour to use, so I'm doing this on a panel that is absolutely going to be behind the thing to see which colour I want to use, and I've used the hexagon from the paper as a template to cut out a stencil, but I decided I wasn't quite sure, but I thought maybe I'd use the cracked pistachio, and then this is me doing vintage photo because it's oxide. If you put a bit of the water on it, it sort of oxidizes it, but I did not like it. It turned it into too much of a blue rather than a turquoise. So at this point I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll try with a stencil. Again, changed my mind about that, so instead I'm going in and doing major amounts of splatter all over the edges, because actually there's quite a lot of the background is going to be covered by the panels of paper. So I need to dry this. Apologies, I think I hit the camera a couple of times. Oh, actually now it's sped up, you can't tell, but it went on full on wobbly. But then I remembered that this is coordinations card, so it's got a different colour core, so I just used a sanding block to just add a little bit of distress, and it did the job. It did exactly what I wanted, which was to just make the background a less solid piece and sort of more in keeping with this distressed look of the edges of the paper, etc. And it's quite a vintagey looking paper. It's got like its own markings to it, as if it's been vintaged, distressed at some other point too. I did add in a piece of craft cardstock below the paper, below the photograph. Apologies, it's late. I'm filming this voiceover very late at night. So yeah, then I started thinking, right, well, what else can I bring in? And I just found these funky fossil stamps, and I decided just to add a few of those around the page, just to add some little positive type, affirmation-y type, either quotes or positive messages about my gorgeous daughter. I've stamped them in archival in sepia, because I thought that, again, that worked. So they're not in your face, they are quite, subtle. Those they're less subtle in person, but they're not like stand out. And then I've decided that the title of this is going to be Smile, but I wasn't quite sure which die to use, and I ended up with this one, which was actually separate letters. So I die cut it 3 times, and the reason I cut it 3 times was not so I could spell it 3 times on the page, but to stack it up. This is very much what I do in my card making a lot, is die cuts. I tend to stack to give them some dimension and strength, and I felt that then they would work a little bit more like a sticker letter. But as those that have been watching my videos know, I don't have a huge amount of complete letter kits, and things like E's are very hard to find, so there was no way on earth I'd have been able to find enough of the letters to S, M and E to be able to make the full word of smile. I'm then just inking. I've not re-inking that inking tool, I'm just inking it with what's on there. And then this is a good trick for keeping things straight, is to, especially when it's a die like this where it's already set out, is to do the glue in the holes, slot it in, and then take the relief off. So I think the next thing is I decided to do some sewing. So I took that hexagon that I had cut out from the panel in order to make a little stencil, and I'm just using that to go around and create some hexagons on my page. I decide to do 3 different areas. So there's one on the actual hexagon panel, one down on the left hand side, and then those 2 that are just underneath the picture and the word smile. I don't make you watch all of this. I just do a simple running stitch all the way around each of the hexagons, and I actually go turn it off camera and went and did it whilst I was sat on the sofa. Now, they don't show up very well on this video, but I promise you that they're all beautiful in their sort of that lovely light tealy colour of the thread, and it just adds a lovely texture to the page. So you can see here I've now gone and started hunting through the stash for bits and pieces, and I found this camera paper from Lollipop Box Club kits, and I am cutting out individual cameras because I'm going to add those as my sort of main embellishment type thing, and I'm going to again add them in the different cluster zones. So one around those hexagons on the right hand side, and then again down in the bottom left, and then around that other sewn hexagon. So very much my sort of visual triangle. I have stuck down that sort of chevron that's on the right hand side, but those hearts that are with it are going to disappear at some point soon. Added a little photo corner, added in a couple of tickets, and then I think it's sticker time. Yeah, so added a few arrows. As I say, those other hearts disappeared, but I did add a heart sticker, another arrow, and then I start adding like various words and little sentiment stickers too. And then I think it's just time for my journaling. Added in my journaling. I pretty much decided that this was it. It was done. There wasn't anything else needed to be done. So I hope you enjoyed that. I loved how this came together, and it was lovely to use that paper. I love that paper so much, that hexagon paper. So I've got lots left to play with on other layouts. Please do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Comment below, what do you like about it? Do you like using hexagons, and how about sewing on your layouts? Please subscribe if you want to see more. I've been doing loads of videos recently, so subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until next time, goodbye.